So there is a plague in South Africa, one that runs so deep that as of 2023, the rate has increased more than 5 times the global average. And every day, a new name is being added to the list. Femicide and gender-based violence is a growing epidemic, and so many young children, women, and girls are losing their voices, their names, and being forgotten. I am not a boots-on-the-ground reporter. I am not an activist. Last year, I had this feeling in my spirit to start a podcast or to write out these women's stories, and I started my research. I started with the one that was closest to my heart, which was Anine Boyson, and I started adding names to a list, and when the names started going from page 1 to page 2 to page 3, I was overwhelmed. And the more names that was being added, the more I felt like I was not the right person to do this, but no one else was telling their stories, their names, perpetrators especially, when I was doing their research, their names were being spread more than the names of the victims. So I took a pause to try and decide what to do, to try and decide if I should do a podcast or if I should just publish the scripts that I wrote. And with the shutdown happening on the 21st of November, 2025, I felt it in my heart that these women's names should be memorized more than the perpetrators, more than the crime, or you should know what happened to them and the violence that they faced that is still not being addressed. So even though I'm not qualified, I am a storyteller, I'm a writer, I'm an author, I think it is so important that you know what these women, children, and girls had to go through, and the pain and suffering that they had to go through, and why femicide and gender-based violence is such an epidemic in South Africa. So I am not the right person, and maybe through me spreading this message, we will find the right people. But because of Women for Change, I'm going to publish my article. I'm going to publish the podcast on Thursday, just before the shutdown, just so you are aware of what you are protesting for, what you are fighting for, because you need to know their names. You need to know what they went through. You need to know what a lot of people or a lot of women and children are going through every 15 minutes in South Africa. There are resources available in my articles as well. I keep calling it articles, sorry. There are resources available. I do have Women for Change's shutdown information and the petition to make gender-based violence, to declare it as a national disaster, their petition in my bio. So please go and sign that, and I will publish. I don't know where to publish it, so if you do know, please let me know where you think the best place is to publish my script, so I can tell their stories and keep telling their stories until I find the right people to do it justice, I guess. But these women are the most important people, and I think it is important that you remember their names and why we are fighting for them. Yeah.